The creator and writer of all episodes of Squid Game, Hwang Dong-hyuk, originally conceived the series back in 2008, but struggled to gain support from South Korean producers. Now, the whole world is eagerly awaiting the continuation of Netflix's hit show. The plot of Season 3 remains a mystery for now, but in a conversation with journalists, the director revealed that the new episodes will focus on the protagonist, Gi-hun, as he grapples with guilt over the death of his friend, Cho Sang-woo. He will be torn between continuing his fight against the game's creators or accepting his fate and trying to survive on the mainland. According to Forbes, the third season is set to premiere very soon. The director explained that the rapid release of new episodes is due to the fact that Seasons 2 and 3 are closely connected and were filmed simultaneously. As the script developed, the story expanded, the number of episodes grew, and the plot became too long. As a result, Season 2 had to be split into two parts, and the first part, spoiler alert, ends with a failed player uprising. Season 2 also brings significant changes related to the age of the participants. As you may recall, in Season 1, most of the contestants were middle-aged people who had chosen to stay in the game until the end. However, the new participants are younger, more in tune with modern trends. They are energetic and reckless. The show's creator wanted to explore how investments in cryptocurrency and stocks affect people. Later, he would say that, as it turns out, even the younger generation is drowning in debt. In Season 2, Lee Jung-jae reprises his role as Gi-hun, the sole winner of the previous Squid Game, who decides to return to the deadly survival competition in an attempt to shut it down for good. But there will also be new, let's say, annoying characters. Ironically, the role of Thanos, a retired rapper with purple hair, is played by none other than T.O.P., who shares some similarities with his character. His real name is Choi Sung-hyun, a former member and rapper of the legendary K-pop boy group Big Bang. In 2017, he was sentenced to a 10-month suspended prison term with a 2-year probation period for smoking marijuana. And in South Korea, drug offenses of any kind come with serious consequences. Due to the public backlash he faced over the drug scandal, the singer announced his departure from the entertainment industry. However, he later changed his mind and made a surprising return in Season 2 of the famous series. His casting shocked many South Koreans and sparked widespread debate in his home country. One of the most common complaints from viewers was about the show's ending. While the final episode was clearly designed to leave audiences anticipating the third and final season, where they hoped to get answers to most of their questions, many were disappointed because they wanted those answers in the second season. Another frustration was the limited number of games, only 3 were shown, and the relatively low number of deaths. Additionally, more traditional fans, who aren't obsessed with modern narratives, started accusing the creators of selling out to Netflix's inclusivity agenda. After all, now we have a new character, a transgender Rambo. Local Koreans say that this character was inspired by a real-life Korean transgender soldier and activist who tragically died by suicide in 2021. Interestingly, Hwang Dong-hyuk mentioned that he initially wanted to cast a real transgender actor for the role. However, after an extended casting process, he and his team realized that there were almost no skilled actors who were openly trans, let alone openly gay. This is largely due to the ongoing bans on LGBT representation in South Korea. Now, let's talk about the games in Season 2. When the players step onto a massive open terrace to compete in a pentathlon, they see 3 words written at the entrance, which translate to strongly, energetically, and firmly. Historically, these words have been used in South Korean schools to encourage children during sports events or physical education classes. However, in the show, they naturally take on a more ominous tone. When it's time for Gi-hun's team to compete in the pentathlon, the song playing in the background is To You, one of the most popular and recognizable songs ever to come out of South Korea. Since the 1980s, To You has been considered a cult classic and is often played to cheer on teams at school festivals and sporting events, making it the perfect soundtrack for this scene. Unlike many viewers, all the Squid Game participants are already familiar with the rules and fully understand how to compete in the race. The game requires 5 stones and consists of 5 rounds. It has ancient origins, as people originally used real stones, but nowadays, a bright plastic version is more commonly used. With each round, the game becomes increasingly difficult. The goal of each round is to collect all 5 stones in one hand in a specific sequence. In the first round, the player scatters 5 stones across a flat surface using one hand. Then, they must pick up 1 stone at a time while tossing another into the air and catching it with the same hand. This process continues until no stones are left on the surface. In the second round, the player must scatter the stones again and collect them in a slightly more challenging way. First, they toss 1 stone into the air and catch it with the same hand. Then, they toss that stone again while simultaneously picking up 2 more from the surface before catching the airborne stone. This leaves only 2 stones remaining on the ground. The third round follows the same pattern, but this time, the player has to repeat the process while holding 3 stones, ultimately collecting all 5 in one hand. By the fourth round, all 5 stones are already in the player's hand. The challenge now is to toss 1 stone into the air, place the remaining 4 on the ground, and then catch the tossed stone. The fifth and final round is significantly different from the previous ones. The player holds all 5 stones in one hand. From this position, with the stones resting on the back of their hand, they must toss all 5 into the air and catch them in their palm using the same hand. As you can imagine, successfully completing this game requires extreme focus and precision. There are several ways a player can fail in any given round. Now, here's another interesting detail. The host of the games, Hwang In-ho, disguises himself as Player 001 under the alias Oh Young-il. Hwang In-ho took a huge risk by stepping down among the regular players for one simple reason. He wanted to learn about Gi-hun's plans and warn the organizers if necessary. For a long time, In-ho pretended to be an ordinary Korean worker and managed to earn Gi-hun's trust. Interestingly, he never tried to directly stop the protagonist and even helped him save people at times. His reasoning? He aimed to break his opponent not physically, but psychologically. Time and again, In-ho demonstrated to Gi-hun that the games would never change unless the world itself changed first. In many ways, In-ho followed the same strategy as Oh Il-nam, the mastermind behind it all, who risked his own life to participate in his own creation during the first season. A common criticism among viewers and fans is that this season wasn't as shocking as the first. However, for a show like Squid Game, which sparked a massive reaction and became a global cultural phenomenon, the only way to recreate the impact of Season 1 would be to make something completely new and unique, from the games to the designs and costumes. But then, it might have felt like an entirely different series. The next chapter of Squid Game is set to hit screens on June 27, 2025, just 6 months after the release of Season 2. That's great news, especially considering the nearly 3-year wait for the second season. For reference, Season 1 dropped on September 17, 2021, while Season 2 premiered on December 26, 2024. A 16-second teaser for Season 3 features a brief glimpse of players number 96, number 100, and 353. In the background, a boy doll appears, while the girl doll from Red Light, Green Light is noticeably missing.
You have reached the fourth
At the same time, Simon changes color from red to green.
Jack and Jill.
This short teaser was released on January 2, 2025. The original Korean version displayed the June 27, 2025 release date. Shortly after the video,
We're ready, boss.
that part was
You can pick it now.
Mark your calendars for late June. Who knows? Maybe it'll drop even earlier. Hwang Dong-hyuk has stated that the storyline of the South Korean series will conclude with Season 3. However, he also mentioned that he's open to working on new scripts and is considering the possibility of a prequel. All rights to the series belong to Netflix, and it's clear the platform has no intention of ending such a successful project anytime soon. So, what about you? Which season did you like more? Season 1 or Season 2? And are you even looking forward to Season 3? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.